So I did a video reacting to Elizabeth Warren's "I'm just a player in the game" comments when she was asked about structural racism in the Democratic primary voting process. And I just assumed, incorrectly apparently, that she clammed up. She's just like, oh, I don't want to offend anybody, so, let me just try to skirt around the question. But I was wrong, child. And after seeing the video, I am appalled. I'm offended. Because she didn't clam up, she shut the whole conversation down. And it's just very funny to me that Miss Big Structural Change, if they're not talking about big structural change, then they're not fighting for you. If they tell you can't have big structural change, then they're not the right person for you. Okay, but when it comes to structural racism, you ain't got nothing for us. You don't even want to have a conversation. Now, it's funny because you didn't have a problem criticizing the DNC primary process when you lied and said it was rigged against Bernie Sanders for Hillary. But when it comes to talk about structural racism in the Democratic primary, you don't have no comment on it. You don't even want to have a conversation. But you don't take my word for it. Let's go to the tape. Let's roll the tape.
Speaking about racial injustice, do you think the order of the primary states should change? You have Iowa and New Hampshire.
Wait, let me just, before you finish, are you actually going to ask me to sit here and criticize Iowa and New Hampshire?
No, I'm asking about the order.
No, that is what Iowa and New Hampshire
let me
are
just
all
ask.
She wouldn't even let the lady get the question out. Because she knows, well, that is what Iowa and New Hampshire are about. So what she really means is it's all about giving white voters the advantage, which means giving her the advantage in picking the nominee. That's what she's talking about. And she's like, I'm not going to give you a sound bite so I can be hounded in Iowa and New Hampshire about how they shouldn't be first in the hierarchy. Catch that on who determines who the nominee is.
Two of the whitest states in the country. And then we move to South Carolina with a very significant population of people of color. And it means the candidates spend so much of their time catering to those first two states. Overall, do you think that should change?
Look, I'm just a player in the game on this one. And I am delighted to be in South Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you.
So is Warren willing to take a hit to address institutionalized racism? Hell no. Her big structural change comes with an asterisk, except for structural racism. And she's telling black people, don't hate the player, hate the game.